Okay, thank you very much for introduction. I'm Watanabe, university researcher from Japan. Today, in my presentation, I will introduce a new technology and its possibility to change the future. But before starting my talk, I have one thing to say. Very sorry, my technology is not connected with internet. Yeah, I'm very surprised at standing here as a most. But don't worry, the point of my talk is very simple and can be shared by anyone, I believe. Okay, let's start with this question. What is reality? How do you define real? This question is asked in the very famous movie Matrix on 1999. Simple but profound question. Forming the answer to this question has increasingly become difficult in recent years. Virtual reality, augmented reality, artificial intelligence, brain-computer interface, and Internet of Things, and so on. Every time these new ideas are brought to this world, we face that question. Where is the boundary to unreality? The technology I focus on here is also highly related with this topic. And I said my technology did not connect with internet. It's more fundamental within our arm's reach. It's about perception. We see this world by our eye and understand what it is. This basic style of perception is no longer believable. So let's see the overview of our visual reality. There is a matter that we try to understand. And this matter can be any types of substances, including face or crosses and something like that. And what is required to capture this matter in our eye? Between this matter and our visual perception, what does exist? The answer is light. Yes, light reflected on the surface of the substance comes into our eye, then we see this world. Let there be light, yes. We need the light to see the world. Without the light, our reality is covered in the darkness. So as long as the entrance of our reality is this eye, all of the reality coming into our brain is through the light. Then what is happened if we replace this light with something artificial one? Answer is that the reality is inevitably transformed. Is that possible? I think it's possible. The so-called projection mapping is a solution, I think. Let me describe how this technology is realized. First, the shape of the target is obtained by using a sensor technology. Next, the image is rectified so as to fit to the obtained shape by using a computer. And lastly, the rectified image is projected onto the real object by a projector. As a result, we can see the augmented real world. This augmented world can be seen without wearing any device. And also, this can be seen by many people at the same time. Therefore, the application field of the projection mapping are diversified. For example, projection mapping onto large objects can be promising for events in theme park. Next, the projection mapping also easily catches the attention for humans, so it's used for the advertisement. If we project onto shoes or crosses, then fashion can be an application. And also, stage performance. including concert, can be very highly related because the lighting effect has been already used as an important factor. If we project onto wall or furniture in the room, then we can change the design of the room every day. Also, we can enjoy the game in the immersive environment by augmenting your room. Like this way, the projection mapping is now providing great impact on various fields. Then, has this type of technology been completed? No, there is still one limitation. It's dynamics. The targets I described, all of the targets are static. But the concept of projection mapping can be applied to anything. And normally, almost object is moved. If the target is not moved, then we can take 1 day to capture the 3D shape and 1 day to capture the generate image. However, the almost targets are moved, and with its motion, the appearance should be changed. This is our natural reality. In order to achieve this concept, the projection mapping needs to be extended. And this is a new concept, dynamic projection mapping. The one challenge for dynamic projection mapping is alignment. In order to achieve perfect dynamic projection mapping, no misalignment is required. This means misalignment between the projected image and the physical object no misalignment is required. However, technically speaking, no misalignment physically it's impossible because this technology requires recognition, image generation, and projection. So the delay from the target motion to projection inevitably exists. Then do we need to give up this technology? No, we still have a chance. One research experiment gives us this chance. So let me describe how this experiment was achieved. A researcher developed a system consisting of very, very high-speed touch model and very, very high-speed binary projector that can project black or white simple pattern. Subject touched the panel, then its location is detected by a touch panel. And white small rectangle is projected onto the detected's position. And researcher manipulated the delay from the detection and to projection. Then subjects were asked whether they perceived delay or not. Here, the example scene is shown in the bottom of the screen. There are 100 millisecond, 10 millisecond delay, and 1 millisecond delay. I think you can feel the difference by reducing the delay, even though you do not move your hand like this subject. The conclusion is that humans can perceive only more than 6.04 millisecond projection delay. This has very important two messages. One, 0 millisecond delay is not required. 0 millisecond delay and 6 millisecond delay are same for human. And so therefore, if we finish the tasks within the 6 millisecond delay, then perfect dynamic projection mapping can be achieved. However, there are additional messages. 6 millisecond delay requirement is super short. Roughly speaking, the tasks including recognition, image generation, and projection are required to be repeated 1,000 times per second. Considering the normal camera and normal projector work at 30 frames per second, this is incredibly fast. However, if we meet this reality, meet this requirement, then we can get a chance to fuse the reality and unreality. Important thing here is that we don't need to explore the physical reality. You maybe think, oh, that's made of plastic, but it's fake, I think. You never do some chemical analysis for physical identification of the plastic in perception. That's fake. What we need to do is to explore the perceptual reality. If we manipulate the light, then reality is transformed. This is the future I want to tell you. Then how close the present technology be to this concept? I will show you one by one. And this is a 1,000 frames per second, 8-bit monochrome projector. So in the video, 30 frames per second, 100 frames per second, and 1,000 frames per second projections are compared. And numbers are repeated at every frame. And in the level of 1,000 frames per second, you cannot see the change in the one-digit place, I think. Then what is next required? We still need a high-speed visual recognition technology, and also we still need a high-speed image generation technology and integrate them. Okay, let me show the system of the dynamic projection mapping one by one. And first, dynamic projection mapping is projection onto the product object. If the physical reality and projected unreality are not fused perfectly, then only the strange experience is provided, like in the left side. However, speed can solve this problem, like this now. Motion blurs of the physical object and the projected image looks same. So this is very, very, very strong impact. So when I show this demonstration video, sometimes someone was confused and asked me, why do you proudly show this demonstration? In that video, he just shaking the tablet computer. No, the image is projected one. And image is projected one. So, but yeah, I agree with that. This planar object is not so interesting, and it's difficult to imagine the application. So let's change the target. So next demonstration is a projection onto the deformable object. So the object is deformed and waved and stretched, but the projected image is kept existed on the surface as if it were printed on the surface. And this dynamic projection mapping onto a deformable object can be used for any type of surface. If we project onto crosses, then fashion can be a potential application, I believe. So design in fashion can be dynamic. So you may not need to purchase multiple crosses to enjoy different styles. Okay, next demonstration is projection onto the face. Next one is a collaboration work with the artist. The title is Inori Prayer. Inori means pray in Japanese. So please see this video. Okay, this is directed by Nobumichi Asai, who do the facial projection mapping onto Lady Gaga in Grammy Award. And collaboration team consists of WOW, that is Creative Studio, and Tokyo Video Production Team, and Aya Bambi, globally famous, collaborating with Madonna and our lab. I think you can feel different experience compared with the previous demonstration projection onto the non-living object. The projected images are unified with the body as if it were the part of the skin. The body seems to be metamorphosed. However, there is one limitation. Facial expression needs to be limited. So I extend this. So here, the facial expression is real motion. However, this is actually me, but the appearance is totally changed. By the way, what is face? The human's face expresses the physical identity. It verifies one is human, classifies individuals, and reveals the inner status. However, dynamic projection mapping asks, is that actually eternal truth? Seeing this video, we cannot help but doubting it. Face is no longer what you are born with. The face becomes outer shell and can be exchangeable. Bringing this technology to our daily life must be fun. As a first step, I used this technology to enhance the talk like I do now. That was very interesting experience, not only for audience, but for speaker. Okay, next demonstration. So see this demonstration carefully. This demonstration creates a computer display using real wool and unites the two real objects. This means real object can be arranged in space freely for creating display. The system consists of projector and rotating disk, and disk has several real objects. Please imagine what can be seen if the disk is rotated. Normally, the blurred image should be seen. However, the results shown in this video is totally different. Let me describe the trick. So in this system, the projector is used as an illumination device. So patterned flash illuminates the disk at moment with a synchronization of rotation. And moreover, the human shutter speed is so slow and this rotation speed is so fast. Then each image during the one single rotations are integrated into a single image for human. This is a result of persistence of vision. So different real objects at different locations are appeared at different timing physically. However, for human, this appears at the same timing. So this kind of display can be possible. Okay, let's move back to the basic style of dynamic projection mapping. I will show the new device. This is a color high-speed projector. The color projection is controlled by 3 channels, red, green, and blue. In order to achieve the 1,000 images per second projection, these 3 color images are updated 300 frames per second. This is very, very fast, unperceivable animation. This performance is not required for the normal purpose of the projector. And this totally does not fit with the current business market of the projector. However, I believe this is required. But what is achieved by using the color projection? I can say more realistic, unreal experiment can be provided to you. In the previous demonstrations, I focus only on the geometric alignment between the real object and the projected virtual image. However, in this real world, the appearance of material is not limited in this. Okay, see this video. So the man wearing white t-shirts stands in front of the system, and deformation occurred in the upper body is captured in three-dimensional. So color pattern is totally fit with this dynamic motion, but this demonstration is not limited in this. Here, the specularity can be manipulated. And moreover, the structure of the surface can be manipulated. This means the dynamic projection mapping now reaches the level of manipulating the material. You know this is just an image and this is fake. However, motions between the physical body motion and the projected image are perfectly consistent. In addition, the shading and the reflection effect is also totally consistent with the body motion, and it's under the physical law. Then we cannot separate the reality and the unreality, and only the fused reality is perceived by our eye. This is the power of dynamic projection mapping. Okay, let me ask the question again. What is reality? How do you define reality? In a sense, the reality, what we believe, is dead. However, this metaphor is not new because the technology advance always reinforces us to update the definition of the reality. And now, the dynamic projection mapping gives us the power to shape the perceptual reality beyond its physical reality. So we need to update the definition of reality again, but in this case, it should be based on the assumption our perception may be doubtful. The rise of post-reality, human itself does not change at all. Even augmenting the human capability by wearing any device is not totally required. Just the technology around us is changed. Then what we perceive is no longer believable. Please ask yourself what you want in the age of post-reality and think where is the acceptable boundary to the fusion of reality and unreality. I try to concentrate on the progress of dynamic projection mapping, and the ultimate goal is to replace all of the lighting technology to this dynamic projection mapping. I think possibilities are limitless. I hope you enjoy, although I don't talk about internet. Thank you.